The Parklands property is now open to the public. More on that. Plus, Carrie Schneider is back with our friends at the DuBois County Humane Society, and Jasper Arts Director Kit Miracle is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin tonight with a Spencer County man's arrest on numerous child molesting charges. 32-year-old Brandon Lester was taken into custody at his home in Santa Claus yesterday morning. Lester stands accused of molesting a Pike County girl several times between January of 2009 and February of this year. An Indiana State Police detective launched an investigation into this case back in February after receiving information concerning Lester's alleged child molesting. The case was presented to a Pike County grand jury last week. That jury has so far indicted Lester on a Class A felony for child molesting. The arrest warrant for Lester was then issued yesterday. Lester is being held in the Pike County Jail on a $350,000 bond. A Celestine woman was taken into custody after she attempted to steal from the Jasper Walmart for a second time. Just before 12:25 yesterday afternoon, Jasper police were called to the Northside Walmart on the reported theft. When they arrived, store personnel told police they had been made aware of a female wearing a pink tank top who took a cart of merchandise out of the store without paying. Store personnel then observed the woman in the parking lot, took a photo of her, and noted her vehicle's license plate number. Police say yesterday's incident matched a similar one from last Tuesday involving the same woman and same vehicle. The woman, 31-year-old Tessa Zaire, was found at her residence. Further investigation found that Zaire had attempted to take more than $400 worth of items from the Walmart. Some of those items included food, diapers, fireworks, alcohol, kitchen, and car maintenance items. Zaire was lodged in the DuBois County Security Center on conversion and theft charges. Today marked a special day in the life of the Parklands property. The land that was once the Jasper Country Club opened to the public today for the start of its new life. The southern two-thirds of the property will be utilized as a trail for folks to walk on. Folks will only be able to access the Parklands by parking at Clubhouse 61. There is no access to the park via 15th Street. The land features a 1-mile-long trail for walking only. No bicycling, rollerblading, or skateboarding will be allowed on the trail. Restroom facilities are set to be available on the property, so folks don't have to go to Clubhouse 61 to go to the bathroom. Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz says the property presented a unique challenge for the city in the beginning.
The best part about it, but also the most difficult, is that there was not a sense of urgency. We did not have this grand, glorious need, and therefore a plan for this. It's something that actually would be created once the property is acquired.
Seitz says the approach of having the park as a managed meadows area is a new concept and one that is very exciting for the city. The Parklands property was originally bought by the city from club management of DuBois County back in March of last year. It had been closed to the public since that time, with the exception of a walking tour that was hosted by the Jasper Park Department back in October. The trail is set to be open from dawn to dusk daily. As we reported yesterday, the city of Huntingburg had an exciting chance to tell its story to a statewide audience. Tonight, part 2 of my exclusive report on Inside Indiana Business's visit to League Stadium. Inside Indiana Business's trip to Huntingburg for filming yesterday was a unique opportunity for the city, but for Gary Dick and the show itself, it's all part of the mission. Dick launched Inside Indiana Business back in 1998 after a career in television that included 14 years as a principal reporter and field anchor for WRTV-6 in Indianapolis. Then in 2000, he partnered with technology entrepreneur Scott Jones to launch the show's parent company, Grow Indiana Media Ventures, LLC. Dick says when Inside Indiana Business was launched, there wasn't much in the way of local and state business news coverage.
At that time, and it's still the case today, you can get national business news a million different places: Bloomberg, CNN, CNBC, you name it. You can get it a ton of places nationally. Where do you go to get local content? Television stations. Television has never really done a great job on the local level of business coverage, and they really don't do much at all. Now we see what's happened with newspapers. So I felt there was a niche for local content, and that's why I launched the show and then ultimately the company.
Dick says throughout his travels across the state, he sees a positive perception of business among those in Indiana's business community. He also pointed to data from a survey of 350 corporate CEOs that ranked Indiana as the #1 state for business in the Midwest in back-to-back years. That survey was done by Chief Executive Magazine and also ranked Indiana in the top 5 for business nationwide. In the end, Dick says in spite of the positive reception towards state business, there is still work to be done.
We've got a great business climate. I think there are people here who, more than anything else, want the national economy to improve. They think things here are going well, but there are skills gap issues and education issues that we have to deal with as a state. Otherwise, extremely positive.
In addition to hosting Inside Indiana Business, Dick also serves as a business analyst for WTHR 13 and WIBC-FM in Indianapolis. Inside Indiana Business has won an Emmy for Best Interview and Discussion Program, and Dick has won several awards himself, including 2 Sagamore of the Wabash Awards. The most recent of those was back in 2012. Dick was born and raised in the western Indiana town of Clinton. He graduated from Indiana State University and received the Distinguished Alumni Award in honor of his professional accomplishments. As a reminder, the episode that crews filmed yesterday will be airing this upcoming Sunday across the area. For times and stations, check your local listings. The Jasper Strassenfest is set to get some national exposure. The festival has been named as a Midwest Travel Treasure by AAA Midwest Traveler. Midwest Traveler is the agency's magazine. AAA also gave the festival a certificate in honor of the designation. The Strassenfest is also set to be featured in the July and August edition of Midwest Traveler. AAA cited the appeal to its members as the reason for selecting the Strassenfest. AAA Midwest Traveler editor and publisher Michael Wright says the publication is pleased to add the festival to its growing treasures list. He says the publication tries to offer events such as the Strassenfest to its readers to encourage them to look at more local sites and attractions. This year's Jasper Strassenfest is set to run from Thursday, July 31st through Sunday, August 3rd. For more information on this year's festival, you can go online to jasperstrassenfest.org. Finally this evening, those of you who are traveling this upcoming holiday weekend can expect to pay more at the pump. AAA Hoosier Motor Club says the coming holiday weekend will see the highest Independence Day weekend gas prices since 2008. AAA blames that on current Iraqi unrest that's impacting worldwide petroleum prices. The agency says that means Americans can expect to pay upwards of 20 cents more per gallon than they did about a year ago. Indiana gas prices are currently 21 cents higher than this time last year. Locally, a gallon of gas is at $3.68 a gallon in Jasper. It's cheaper in Huntingburg at $3.64 a gallon, but more expensive in Ferdinand at $3.69 a gallon. Across our viewing area, gas is at $3.57 a gallon in Petersburg, $3.63 in French Lick, $3.64 in Washington, and $3.67 in Lagodi. Hoosier Motor Club spokesman Greg Sider says consumers may want to buy gas sooner rather than later. He says prices will likely rise beginning tomorrow. In spite of the higher prices, almost 35 million Americans are still expected to drive to holiday destinations during the holiday weekend. Right now, Indiana's average price at the pump is $3.60 a gallon. The national average is hovering around $3.65 a gallon for regular unleaded fuel. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie is back with our friends at the Du Bois County Humane Society, plus your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with Kit Miracle. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.